Welcome back to my channel where I bring you the latest insights in the world of Forex market. I'm Ambafx. This week we are looking at the weekly Forex forecast, and as I said last week that the US dollar strength continues, and then we see it playing out last week after the release of the CPI on Wednesday, which comes out better than expected, the retail sales coming out better than expected, and the US dollar PPI coming out better than expected. So with the stronger data from China and then the AUD employment and then unemployment rate, which comes out better than expected, the US dollar leads the currency last week. Then we have the AUD, which follow as the AUD and US dollar as the strongest currency last week. And then after the drop in the pounds GDP, we have the pounds as one of the weakest currency against the major currency last week. We have the ECB too leaving their interest rate as expected, so they hike it by 25 basis points, and that is what the market is expected before they drop the rate hike right there. And then we saw the fall in the euro across major currency last week. So what are we looking at this week? Before we dive deep into the technical, let's check the economic activities and the fundamental bias of last week, how we relate it, and then how it affect the market, and then the one we have this week, how it will affect the market. Don't forget, this week is the FOMC week. That is we have the FOMC this week that they are going to hike the interest rate or cut the interest rate or leave it as they predicted. So let's see how it goes. Right, maybe Fed might actually go into the interest rate hike or stuff, but as the CPI and then PPI increase, when we have the stronger inflation data, so we might actually see a hike in the interest rate this week. We are anticipating interest rate hike this week. So probably let's go into the fundamental. Volatility comes in on Wednesday when we have the CPI data, which comes out the CPI year over year comes out better than expected, and then the month over month comes out as expected, where the core CPI inflation data come out better than expected. This is where we see the turning points on the US dollar, and the strength comes out to US dollar last week. And then, you know, putting this together with the GDP, which comes out negative in the dollar, we have more sellers and more selling pressure on the GBP USD, which dropped over 200 pips last week. And then we have the AUD employment change and the unemployment rate, which give the AUD strong backup to be one of the strongest currency last week. And then after the unemployment change and the employment rate in the AUD, we have the monetary policy coming out of the euro, which they increased their interest rate by 25 basis points, but markets didn't buy the idea. They switch back to the weaker euro. And then on Friday, there's no much on Friday apart from the China data, which comes out better than expected and give the AUD backup. And we have the GBP, the drop massively last week, over 350 pips. So what are we looking at this week? Monday, we don't have much. Monday is a runoff day, and Tuesday we should be expecting the Canadian data, that is CPI from the Canada. And then we have the AUD policy meeting on Tuesday. On Wednesday, be looking out for China data, and then the biggest one on Wednesday we are looking at is the FOMC, that is a federal fund rate. So they are looking to hold rate, that is the previous is 5.50, so they are looking to hold the rate, not to cut or not to hike right there. But probably we might see a 25 basis point rate hike, which might drop at 5.75, or then we might actually see a 50 basis point rate hike, which might drop at 6.0. So let's see how it goes this week. But I still favor the continuation of US dollar strength this week until maybe things might go south after the drop of the FOMC. We don't know. And this week too, we should see the Swiss franc dropping their monetary policy this week. That is on Thursday. So we have a lot of fundamental bias this week in the interest rate aspect. That is we have from the JPY, we have from the Swiss franc, and then we have from the US dollar. The JPY one is on Friday, where they are going to drop their monetary policy statement and then their rate. So this is what we are looking at this week, and their major currency we should be focusing on this week. That is not like last week where we have few currency that dominate the market, but this week we should see a lot of volatility in the market. Prepare yourself for a lot of volatility in the market this week, because we are having so many fundamental buyers in different currencies. That is from the AUD, from the Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, JPY, US dollar, and then don't forget probably the pounds too. They are going to drop their monetary policy this week, so you have to trade with caution this week, because there will be a lot of volatilities in the market this week, starting from Tuesday, and then you should prepare your mind for it. So let's go back to the technical and see the market sentiment and technical bias for this week. On DSY, we should see the DSY probably maybe coming back to this level to retest it, and then go back to 105.71. If this level break, then we should be looking at 107.13 as the next level. Probably you might see a fake breakout here, which might actually break this trend line to the downside, and then we might actually find the support here, which might actually push the price up to break this 105.71. But if this 104.615 level break to the downside, then I will not be supporting US dollar strength. But for now, my bias is still on the US dollar strength, as probably looking for Fed to hike their interest rate, because we have the stronger inflation, and then the stronger inflation data right there. So that's what I'm looking at on the XY. So the first pair we want to check is let's check on gold, bias on gold. So my bias on gold still remain to the downside, as looking at for Fed to probably hold the rate or increase the interest rate. And then if Fed increase hike the interest rate, then we should take out this low right there, and then the gold should fall massively. But if they actually hold the rate, but probably you might see a break of this structure to the upside. But what I'm looking at right here is to go to sell gold at this particular area, because we have, as technically we have the breakover of this trend line right there, and then we have the retest, and then if you check this is a reversal candle in the 4-hour time frame, which tells you that market might actually come back to this level first, then probably take out this low, and then keeps on going to the downside. And then another thing I want to see right there is if you check this very well, it looks like head and shoulder right there, and then this looks like the neckline. So probably we might break back into the neckline and then continue to the downside. So my bias on gold is to the downside, and I will not be taking a sell bias on gold if we have break of this level to the upside of this resistance level, because we have tested it. Like this is the fourth time this resistance level has been tested, this third time, and then this is the fourth one. Probably we might see it and it might take out this particular low. But if I'm selling good right there, this is my first TP at this particular area. As you can see, this is my first TP. Now this low, so price might actually come to retest here, forming a double top, then come back to this particular level. So this is where I'm willing to take my first TP if this rejection stand. But if we have break of this of this resistance, then I will not be in the short bias of gold. That's where I'll be looking to buy gold, right? So that is what I can see on gold, right? This is my safe zone. As you can see, this is the safe zone right here. If price go above this zone, then I might not be looking for a sell setup, but right now I'm looking for a sell setup on gold. Just maybe might do a little pullback and then to the downside. So the next pair I want to look at is Euro US dollar. Euro US dollar, we've been seeing the series of lower high and then lower low, especially last week when we have the stronger inflation data on US dollar. That is why we see a break of this to the downside, especially after the ECB dropped their 25 basis point interest rate hike, which gives US more strength over the euro. So probably this week we might see a pullback back to a drop to 1.06360, then probably a pullback to this to retest this resistance area before the further drop to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at, especially if the Fed hike their interest rate, then we might see a big pullback back this year. So on Monday and Tuesday we might see this pullback to 1.07. So two things might happen. If we have the interest rate hike, then price might actually drop from there. Then if we have the probably maybe Fed cut their interest rate, then we might have a break of that structure to the upside. But yeah, this is my safe zone right there. All my bias on Euro USD is to sell as we are trading with the trend, not against the trend. So probably if markets come back to retest this area, I'm willing to sell. Probably if it breaks the structure and then come back to this area, I'll be willing to sell back. But if we break 1.7750, that is our safe zone right there. That is where I will not be looking for a short opportunity. I'll be looking for a long opportunity if we break this level to the upside. But probably if market price to stay below 1.7750, then I'll be looking for a sell setup right here on Euro US dollar. But now we should be anticipating probably a pullback back to this area, or back to this particular area, then a sell setup right there. So if you can probably see your entry, that is your buy setup entry at this particular area, so you may actually take this as your safe zone if you are buying at that particular area. So probably you can take this as your safe zone right there. But don't be surprised if market break this back to the downside and pick a buy from here, then probably come and retest this particular level right there. That is this order right there. Come and take this order, then reject back to the downside. So if I have a rejection here, my first tip should be 1.06360. Then second one is 1.54955. Well, that's absolutely what I'm looking at on the Euro US dollar. On GBP US dollar, I will not be taking trade on GBP US dollar until probably until further notice, because it's down already, and then there is no sign of any pullback in the GBP US dollar. As you can see, after we break this level to the downside, so market keeps we break this level, there's a break of this level too. So as you can see, market keeps falling, and then if we check the daily time frame, you can see that the next support level we have is this particular area. So right now, this is where I'm looking for price to probably reject to the upside or break to the downside. but my strong bias is based on rejection at this particular area. And don't forget, we have the interest rate from the bounce on Thursday, so we might have probably maybe a fake breakout and then a long weak rejection to the upside, which might push price to the upside. But before I can trade on daily USD, probably wait for Thursday right there, and then before we can because there's no sign of any pullback at this level, so probably let's wait for 1.23623 level. Probably might see a rejection there, and then we'll go for a buy setup. And if it breaks with momentum, and that's where we'll be looking for a sell, continuation sell setup too. But it's very, very dangerous to sell at this particular area, and very more dangerous to buy at that particular area, because we have a very strong support at 1.23623. So the next pair we should be looking to go long on is the US dollar card, US dollar, Canadian dollar. And don't forget, on Tuesday we have Canada news, and on Tuesday, and this level is a very strong level of support right here. So we have a rejection, and the market has also rejected. So this is what I'm looking at right there, for probably price to come here and then rally to the upside, because if you see, the old bias is to the upside. So this one might not be exception. So probably you should see markets breaking this trend line and then probably rally to the upside. So this is my safe zone, and this is my bias on US dollar card. My bias is to the upside, and this is my safe zone right there. If the price go below 1.34970, I will not be looking to buy the US dollar card. As you all know, that that is the safe zone right there. But my bias is to the upside. Probably if we see pullback here, then you might see a move to the upside. So I will be buying US dollar this week, unless if price go below 1.34970 and we have a close below that level. That's when I'll not be looking to buy US dollar card. And then if price go below this and stay below 1.3470 and close below it, probably in the 4-hour time frame, then I might look for rejection, a retest, and a sell setup to 1.33727. So guys, that's what I'm looking at on US dollar card. On SND USD, I'm bearish on SND USD. Last week probably we entered the signal at 0.59227, so we owed this over the weekend, and then the targets still remain that we are going to break this low. So the targets remain 0.58458. that is let's calculate it, 59225 58. That is almost 80 pips to the downside. Our risk is one ratio 3.5 or 3.4. so that is our numbers on SND USD. As you can see, the old direction is to the downside, and probably we break this trend line to the downside. So you should see the continuation of the downside on SND US dollar this week. So moving on to US dollar Swiss franc, don't forget we have interest rates in both pairs this week, the one on Swiss franc and then the US dollar. Let's check who is first person that's going to release their rate. I think it's US dollar 10. Okay, this week. Okay, US dollar is going to release their interest rate first. Then on Thursday we are going to have the Swiss franc releasing their own. But probably my bias on US dollar Swiss franc is still to the upside. So we have break this level. The bias is to the upside, and then probably we will break this temporary resistance level. So yeah, if you can see a pullback probably back to that trend line, then I'll be looking to take my buy bias to 0.970 0.909073. So my bias on US dollar Swiss franc is to the upside. Probably if we see pullback okay, and honestly you might not see a pullback, but this is the safe zone right here. If market break this level, go back to this level, I'll still be looking for a bias back to 0.90783. but if market go below 0.8949, then that's when I will not be looking to take any trade at all on US dollar Swiss franc until I see a clear market direction. Probably maybe if market then break above it again, then that's when I'll be looking for a buy setup. But from here, this is what I'm looking at, for price to just probably just back to this trend line, because if you can see we have the first touch, the second touch, probably might have a touch of that trend line, or a one of to the upside on US dollar Swiss franc. So guys, let's see how it goes. But probably price might come back here. That's 1, 2, or no retest. That is number 3. But if price go below, it's a no. For me, it's a no. It depends on the strategy you are using. So coming back to Euro JPY, last week I talked about buying at this head and shoulder right here after the market formed head and shoulder. So probably I take a buy setup from here, then I target this high as I take profit, and I have a TP hit last week. Then probably after that we have the ECB. This is the effect of ECB right here. As you can see, this stupid long candle is the effect of the ECB after the idea interest rate by 25 basis points, but market did not buy the idea of 25 basis points. So we have a weakness on the euro last week, and then as you can see, this is the ECB interest rate candle. But after that, it's short-lived, because as we know, the JPY is very weak and one of the weakest currency right now. So then the bias comes back above 150.008, because last week I said that is my safe zone right there. Last week, that is 157.008. So probably yeah, we can see some slowdown here. So price might come back to test it again, then rally back to 159.706, and my bias still remain to the upside on euro, as long as we are still above this level of 157.008 right there. So watch out for this, guys, because this week too on the euro and JPY, on the in terms of JPY, that is Japanese yen, we have the interest rate on Friday, but probably before Friday we might have hit our targets at this area if price didn't go below this level, because this level is a very strong level. So probably price might just come back and retest, then I'll be taking my buy position using a buy limit at this area, probably setting the buy limit here and then here. But anything below this level, I won't be in a long position on euro JPY. So this is what I'm looking at, for price to come retest and then probably come back to test this high of 159.706. On Canadian dollar Japanese yen, let's look at what the Canada will release on, that is on Tuesday, in terms of their CPI. That's what we will know. Probably maybe we have a break to the downside at that level. As you can see, it actually looks like the buyers are losing their momentum at that area. So let's check the 1 hour time frame. So it's looking like buyers are losing their momentum at this area, and then we might have a break of this, because if you see something like this, it means that if you see something of this pattern, it means that buyers are losing their momentum to the upside. As you can see, bulls are probably bulls are in charge here probably, but as you can see, it keeps diminishing, it keeps reducing. So probably you might have a break of this to the downside. On Canadian dollar JPY, I'm on sell buyers, and one of the reasons is that we have hit this rock right here, that is this very strong resistance level right there, and then putting this chart pattern right there, you can see that price keeps reducing. The bull keeps reducing in pressure at this area. So probably you might see a break to the downside, especially if the Canadian fundamental bias, that is their CPI comes out disappointing. So we might see it coming back to this level. So my bias on JPY is to the downside, and if we break this to the upside, then I would not be looking for a sell setup on Canadian dollar Japanese yen. But probably now I'm looking at a sell setup here if we break this to the downside. So my first TP won't be below this channel. This is my first TP right. Yeah, that is 108.415, and then if this go well as planned, then second TP should be at 107.390. So let's focus on this. We're looking for a breakout at this area on Canadian dollar Japanese yen, looking for a breakout, then a move back to 108.415. On GBP JPY, so I'm looking for a sell setup on GBP JPY, and one of the reasons is that the bulls and the buyers, also known as the bulls, are losing their momentum, and we have sellers now taking over the market. As you can see, the market keeps the buyers keeps reducing in pressure. As you can see, sellers are dominating the market, because this high right there did not break this high, which means that sellers have dominated the market. This high too did not actually break this high, which tells you that the dominance of sellers here is in abundance. And then we have the break of this trend line to the downside with momentum. See the momentum here. So, and here too we have break of this. So what does this tell us? This tells us that buyers, the sellers are in control on GBP JPY. You should be looking for a sell setup, and this is a level right there, resistance level right there. So price might actually come back to retest this area and then fall back to 180.711, which means that my bias on GBP JPY is to the downside, and my take profit target is 180.711. So from this zone right here, price might actually retest, or price might actually fall further. And if we are selling at if we are going short, that is a short position from this level, then we'll put that is that if we are going from this level, this is 1:2. So which means if this if we break 183.598, that is if we break this level, it means that the sell setup has been invalidated. So probably we might have it retest this level, then come back to 187.11. But if price stay above this 183.598, then I will be looking to short the JPY until price comes below that level. That's when I'll be looking for a sell setup. We might have something like this. Probably maybe market just do its own thing and maybe take the stop loss and have a weak rejection candle and comes back below. If price comes back below, I will still take my sell bias setup at that particular area. So that's what I'm looking at now. The JPY, a sell bias from the market price, or probably if before the London section on Monday, if we have a pullback here, then I'll be looking to sell from that particular area back to 187.11. So next pair I want to take is SND Swiss franc. So we have the monetary policy out of the Swiss franc on Thursday. So my bias on this is to the downside. Probably you should see a break of this to the downside. This is my safe zone. If price go above 531.39, I will not be looking for a sell setup on SND Swiss franc and AUD Swiss franc too. Probably I'll be looking for a sell setup, but not immediately. If we see price rally back to 0.58 before Thursday, and if we have the monetary policy, probably they increase their interest to it, then we might see a fall on AUD Swiss franc. So EUR USD is another pair to watch out for this week, as my bias on this is to the upside. As you can see, the whole bias is to the upside. So, and we have take out this low, that is those that set stop loss below this level has been taken out. So probably we should see price coming back to this level, then break this to the upside, see continuation to the upside on EUR USD. So my bias on EUR USD is to the upside, as price may actually retest this area, then probably break this to the upside. If price go below 1.79819, so 1.79819, I will not be looking to take a buy position on EUR USD. But if price stay above it, then I'll be looking to take a buy position on EUR USD. So I'm talking about the buy position right here. That is, if price stay below 1.791, I'll be looking to take a buy. If price stay above 1.79819, I'll be looking to take a buy setup on EUR USD. But if price now go below that level, then I will not looking to take a buy position on EUR USD. So last pair I want to see is the GBP USD. So last week, that is probably on Wednesday, now we took this trade from here. So we are still doing it. Probably have closed partial profit though. So this is the target right there. That is 1.91035. So still looking for this to fall further after falling almost 300 pips from where we are selling. So we're still looking for price to fall to 1.91035. So guys, that is the weekly forex forecast. That's what I'm looking at in the weekly forex forecast. So we have a link to the verified broker in the description box, and then the links to the Telegram channel where I drop my daily analysis, my market sentiment, where I'm going to enter and then where I'm going to exit every day for free. So you can check the link in the description box and join our Telegram channel. And if you don't have time to trade, we have a verified bot that can trade for you, that make consistent profit. That is it makes at least $1% a day. That is 1% of your account a day. That is an average of let's say 20 to 30% of your account weekly, and don't have a hypothetical drawdown. The drawdown is very minimal. So if you are in for the bot, it is very affordable. You can connect or try to buy the full license. So you can hit me up on Telegram after joining the Telegram channel. Just comment, then you'll see my username there. You can chat me up privately for the board. So guys, don't forget to click likes and then subscribe to the YouTube channel for more insights like this. So have a profitable trading week.